guys, welcome back to part 3 of our week-long island vacation boot camp, and this one is all cross country. So this is now day 6, the second day of the eventing clinic, and we traveled to a different facility in the area we were staying, and we schooled cross country. So right off the bat, we're already bringing in the same methods that we did in part 2. If you haven't watched part 2 yet, I would suggest going back and watching that because I explained a little bit more about what the clinician was working on with us and the high-strung bubbly. But yeah, she does still come out a little bit strong, but she came to the facility and she walked down. She didn't have any mischief. She warmed up great, no bucks, so I was super proud of her. See how windy it is and everything, and she still kept her head and was a really good girl. So it was definitely an awesome day. We stayed with the little stuff. We were in the starter group for this clinic just because Bubbly can be the way she can be. So lots of little stuff on this day, but towards the end of the video we do actually come back on our last day and school some bigger stuff here, so stick around for that. Or if this bores you, you can just jump to the bigger stuff right now, whatever you would like. But yeah, so we're still working on like slowing my post down before the jump, making sure that she is listening to me, doing like a whoa and then letting go, so I'm not constantly holding her, because that causes more issues and stress than if I do kind of like a big whoa, get a reaction, and then let her go. And then a lot of like, we had a slip there because I wasn't putting on my outside rein and outside leg, so that was a huge thing that clicked for me during this, is using my outside aid, so outside rein and outside leg. It actually slowed her down and it caused us to balance more. It kept her hindquarters in, it kept her shoulders and her hindquarters from bulging, and then see that time around we did not slip at all. She was super controlled. We hadn't been in the water yet here, so she was a bit like, well, and then we go in just fine. So I did play around with that a little bit here in a second, but yeah, big post there, come back to slow post, and then we moved on to a little bit bigger jumps, and same thing, whoaing, outside aids, and then just waiting for her reaction, slowing my post. And that was way better, that jump, that second time around. And then same thing, whoa, release. So that's what we did this whole clinic. Hopefully you can kind of see it in the videos now, but from start to finish she got so much better. And if you have been watching since our first part, she is like a completely different horse by the end of this trip. And you'll see that more in a second here when we get to the bigger jumps on our last day here. So these two little logs here, she absolutely charges through because I wasn't getting a big enough reaction. So we go back around and do it again, and I take her over and I do a big whoa and then get a reaction, and then I let her go, and then she's much better. Back through the water. So the whole thing was learning to be soft and not take too much of a stronghold, but then being able to do the big whoa reaction and then be soft again. So that was the big thing that we kept working on this whole weekend. This was a really fun last couple jumps here through the water. We get to jump out of the water, and then eventually we actually even get to jump the log in the water. this one's just a prime example of I was using outside rein, outside leg to keep her balanced, and she gave me a beautiful flying change in the corner just because we were in the right position and balance to do so. Happy pony, back home.
Oh, thank you.
Going down for a nice roll.
There, she's stuck. Oh, goofball. The roll of success for being a good horse. Cross-country horse. No? Oh, there you go. Nope, not quite. Watch when she goes down her back leg. Oh. You know you're on camera? What?
And that was the end of day 6. So yeah, such a successful day. I was very, very, very happy with her. And then day 7, I gave her a day off. So this was the day after the clinic, and this is my coach actually going through, if you watched part 2, the actual way that the exercise was supposed to ride that we did in the clinic. But obviously we were in the starter group, so we only did a small portion of this exercise, but I thought I'd throw this one in just show you. It was really cool. We do a version of it in a clinic with the same clinician much later, and it was super fun exercise, the angles and everything. So tune in for that one when I have it completed. And then here's just a couple outtakes of us on that night on the having some fun in the gator. And yeah, that takes us to the end of day 7. So day 8, we came back to the same cross-country facility that we had done the clinic at with our trainer that we did all of the lessons at the start of the week with. And it was so cool because Bubbly came back so calm, and she's been ditchy in the past, but you know, went right over the small ditch. We had a little bit of an issue with the bigger ditch, which I don't think I have footage of, but it was so cool just because we got to jump the bigger jumps and the roll tops and everything, and she did it so awesome. I was just floored. I'm so proud of her. But yeah, I'll just let you watch and see. We do a huge, like probably the biggest jump we've ever done cross country out of the water here, and it was very exciting. I was a very happy mom. I love listening to the thundering hoof steps on this video. And that leads us to our long trip home the following day. So yeah, this trip was a huge step forward for us in the right direction. It really changed kind of the momentum of our season. And I have one more video to put out from the last clinic of this season. And yeah, you'll have to tune in to see that one. But she was amazing. She went from the start of the year, if you go back and watch my first kind of clinic of the season videos that are on here, she was bucking and stuff after every single tiny cross-country fence to just eating them all for breakfast.
You got trailer rubs? Are you painted? Oh, a little painted. Home? Yay.
Thank you guys so much for watching this series that we did here. It was such a fun time, and we will get to do it again, so I'm so excited. If you are enjoying our videos and want to continue watching our journey, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you would like. always makes me happy to see comments. So yeah, thanks so much, guys.